Hi, grade nines. We're going to look at the week 5, day 2 solutions. I wanted to talk through these, even though they're posted on your Google Classroom, before you take a look at that optional assignment for week 6. A few things that we noticed that people were having trouble with. First of all, we're remembering to distribute the negative sign into the brackets. So I'm going to really focus on that. And the second one was making sure when you're gathering those like terms that you know what sign goes with what term. So I'm going to start with number 1 from your week 5, day 2 homework. And that's 3 times 2x plus 5. So if you have your week 5, day 2 homework out, that would be a good idea. If you want to pause this and get your homework out and check through your work as you watch this video. So we're going to distribute the 3 into the first bracket. So we look at 3 times 2x here. These numbers are both positive, so my answer will be positive. We've got 3 and 2 multiplies to 6, and it has a variable term. It has an x. Then we're multiplying the 3 and the 5. Again, both positive. 3 times 5 is 15, and there's no x's there. Then we're going to distribute this -4 into the brackets. And remember, anytime there's a sign out front of a number or to the left, that sign applies to that number. That's a -4. So we have to multiply -4 times x. Now, I know that if there's just an x, what number is really in front of it there? It's a 1. So that's a 1x. You can put a little 1 in to help you remember. So -4 times +1, negative times positive is negative. 4 times 1 is 4, and then it has an x. Now the next one, this is where some mistakes were happening. We've got a -4 times a -1. Negative and negative is positive, and 4 times 1 is 4. Now we can look at these terms when we're gathering up our like terms. We know that we need to look for the x terms and the number terms. And in this one, there's no x squared. So this first one's a little bit easier. I see that I have a term here that's 6x and a term here that's 4x. So when I'm circling this, some people have circled just the 4x, but that negative sign in front is really important. That negative sign is the sign that goes with the number 4. So you have to circle that sign as well, because that's what tells you the answer here, because we're doing 6x minus 4x. So because I circled those in blue, I'm going to write the answer for that in blue just so you can see it. We've got 6x's minus 4x's, so I get 2x. And then likewise, I'm going to circle the number parts. I'm not going to circle just the 15. That plus in front is part of the number 15. It tells me that the 15 is positive. And I'm going to circle the sign in front of the 4 as well. So the 4 is positive. So it's 15 plus 4 is 19. Okay. Now we're going to move on to number 2, which is a little bit bigger, but follows the same plan. So I'm going to distribute this 2 into all 3 things in this bracket. So remember, if I have an x squared, there's no number in front, you can squeeze a little 1 in there. It always counts as a 1 if there's no number in front of your x. So 2 times 1, they're both positive. 2 times 1 is 2, and this variable term that it has is an x squared. Then we're going to multiply 2 times 3x. So positive, positive, starts off a little bit easier here without too many negatives, is a 6, and then it has an x. And the last one, 2 times positive 4 is plus 8. Now I'm going to do the same thing, multiplying the 6 into the next bracket. And remember that this is a positive 6 because of the sign in front of it. So positive 6 times positive 3x squared, the answer will be positive, and I have 18x squared. Positive 6 times -4, positive times negative is a negative. 6 times 4 is 24, and then you've got an x. Positive 6 times positive 2. Positive and positive is again a positive. 6 times 2 is 12. So now I'm going to look through and find all of our like terms. My first one that I see, I have 2x squared. So I'll circle that in orange. And I'll look through and say, where are the other x squareds? I see one here. I'm not going to circle just the 18x. I want to scoop that plus sign in the circle there to show that that 18 is positive. So here I have 2x squared plus 18x squared. So altogether that's 20x squareds. Then I'm going to look at my x's for like terms. I have plus 6x squared. So this 6x is positive, and then minus 24x. So here you maybe need to use your calculator if you're not sure with the integers. I have 6x minus 24x. That's going to go into the negatives and give me negative 18x. And the last one are just the numbers. Again, notice how I'm circling the signs in here. I have a positive 8 and a positive 12. Positive 8 plus 12 more is 20, and that's a positive 20. So again, really careful with which signs go with which numbers. And the next set. I'm going to go a little bit quicker through these ones. We have 3 multiply in to each term here. So 3 times 4x squared is 12x squareds. Positive 3 times negative 7x, that's negative 21x. And positive 3 times positive 1 is plus 3. Then we're going to distribute the 2 into this second bracket. So remember, it's a positive 2. Positive 2 times positive 8x squared is positive. 2 times 8 is 16, and it has an x squared. Then we're going to do 2 times negative 4x. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, and it has an x. Positive 2 times negative 5. Positive and negative is a negative, and then it's 10. I'm just going to draw a little line down there so it doesn't mix up with the next question. So now looking for your like terms. I see that I have 12x squareds plus 16x squared. So it's the number in front of this value that's what's going to tell me here. So the number in front of the sign in front of the 16 means I'm adding on the 16x squareds. So I have 28x squared. Then I'm going to look at my x's. It's the sign in front. So this negative is really important. I'm going to circle that in with my 21x. It's negative 21x and negative 8x. So you're thinking about negative 21 minus 8. That's what you would do on your calculator to figure out how many x's you have. Negative 21 minus 8 is negative 29 x's. And then I have positive 3 minus 10. So you would take positive 3 minus 10. That's what you would do on your calculator or in your head or with a number line and get negative 7 for the number part. The last one here, negative 2 is going to multiply in. And remember, we're going to have to keep that negative there. So it's going to affect the signs. Negative 2 times 3, negative times positive is negative 6x squared. Here I have negative 2 times negative 5x. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 5 is 10x. And negative 2 times negative 1, negative times negative again is a positive with that 2. Here I have a plus sign but no number. Remember, whenever you don't have a number somewhere you think you need one, you can put a 1. So this is actually a little bit easier. Multiplying everything by a positive 1 doesn't change anything. 1 times, same thing, put a 1 in there. 1x is 1x squared. 1x squared. You can keep that 1 there if it helps you when you're collecting like terms. positive 1 times negative 3x is negative 3x, and positive 1 times 2 is plus 2. Continue that down. Now when we're looking at our like terms, I have negative 6x squared plus 1x squared. Again, grabbing that number out to the side. So I've got negative 6 plus 1. That's the calculation I do for my x squared terms. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5x squared. Looking at the next one, we've got plus 10x minus 3x. So I would do 10 minus 3 as the calculation for my x terms, because this is a positive 10 take away 3. That gives me 7 x's. And then again, circling the signs out to the left, positive 2 plus 2 more. So positive 2 plus 2 more, those are easier, that's 4. Okay, I'll go in another video to do the next questions.